Hey guys, Edre here, and I am going to be doing a review today. I'm probably going to do more than one video today, but my Wi-Fi is absolute trash because of the virus, and we just had a big thunderstorm here. So yeah, but I'm going to be reviewing the new Don Toliver album, Heaven or Hell, and I gotta say, this is one of my most anticipated albums this year. After listening to Jack Boys and his contributions on that album, as well as his feature on the new Eminem album, Music to Be Murdered By, I gotta say, I kind of fell in love with his vocal style, and I was really looking forward to see what he was gonna do on an album. I mean, I know we put out an album before, but this is his first big, larger scale project that got attention. So, a little bit of background on my thoughts on him. I kind of discovered him through Travis Scott, and I've always liked Travis Scott. I've always liked Travis's style. I think that his blend of psychedelic and kind of trippy instrumentals with your trap and hip hop roots does kind of give Travis Scott a very unique feel. And Don Toliver is kind of right down that alleyway. He's in that same category to me, at least. I feel like he's very similar sounding, at least in the music I've heard him do. Vocally, the processing and effects with the auto-tune is somewhat similar to that of Travis and several other artists in that style. But I do say that Don Toliver does have a nice voice, and the way he utilizes the mixture of his natural voice with the auto-tune is really nice, and I think he's arguably a better singer than that of Travis or anybody else. But so going into this vocally, I was actually pretty excited because I wanted to see him on his own doing his own vocal stuff. And a lot of these songs really do represent that pretty well. Some of the songs that really stuck out to me was the song Cardigan. I liked that one. I also really liked the feature of Travis Scott and Cash Page on Euphoria. I think that song turned it out really good. Wasted has a really nice hook. I think that song also turned out very well. And one of the other highlights to me was Company and Spaceship, and I had already heard Had Enough. But these songs to me are really the highlights of the album. I think what makes them highlights to me is the mixture of the vocals and the production. I think it all comes together very nicely. It's easy to listen to without it being boring, easy listening pop. I think it's still has a good edge to it. It still feels unique. It still feels like a Don Toliver project, not just any other trap artist. And this is something that makes me happy because a lot of my favorite, actually, hip-hop artists of, like, the current age doing a lot of the trap stuff have fallen into this rut where a lot of their new material sounds indistinguishable from anybody else. I mean, Lil Uzi Vert's new albums, I don't know. I'm just not crazy about. They don't feel unique. They sound like Uzi, but they don't give me anything. This one does. Heaven or Hell gives me a good feeling. It brings me back to it. I've listened to it quite a bit since its release. I keep on coming back. I think that I really, really want to see where Don Toliver goes in the future. I don't know much about the guy, to be completely honest with you, but I really like what I've been hearing. And his style really does stand out against the rest of the hip hop community right now, and I really do enjoy listening to And honestly, I'm kind of actually sorry to get off topic, but I'm glad. One of the things that really stuck out to me was that there really isn't many features on this album. There's 2 songs or 3 songs with features. The rest are all just him, and I think that this is exactly what he needs to do right now, and I think he really is doing a good job. Because in order to get the attention he deserves, he needs some songs where it's just him, so that people get exposed to him. And they're not just listening to him because, say, Travis or Shaq West is on a song. But I will say there are some few things here and there that I'm not as crazy about when it comes down to this album. I guess for me, I think a lot of the stuff that I'm not as crazy about does come from some of the instrumentals. I think instrumentally the album could be improved upon if it just had more unique sounding beats and tracks and everything. And I feel like that kind of does bring the album down just a slight bit, just because musically, This does sound a bit familiar to me, and I would have liked to hear him kind of do stuff on top of more unique sounding beats. But take that out of the picture. I think that everything else about this album is pretty good. I do think that the instrumentation does drag it down, but I think that Don Toliver's contributions to this thing, lyrically, vocally, all that, is really nice, and I really, really do look forward to hearing what he does in the future, and I hope he has a good, successful career. I settled on giving this a light 8 out of 10, which is a very positive review, no matter how you look at it. So, yeah. I am excited to hear where he goes in the future. I love hearing his features, because everything he gets featured on gets way better. So, that's about it for now. Edre here. Don Toliver, Heaven or Hell.